Hey guys. Hope you're all well. Oh, it's a bit dim, isn't it? I don't know, I can't get down there. Somebody else have to do it. Not for you. Don't start barking at me, missus. Hope everyone is well today. Oh, come on. Got to keep the troops happy. Gotta keep the troops happy. So is everyone ready for the big day? Oh, nearly ready. Have you had enough already? I'm the latter. I've had enough already. Ouch, ouch. Get off. How's that done that? Let me just... That's off. Oh, God. You want to come on? Come on if you want, Rob. Do you want me to put Doobly doing? How you been? Pressure. There's no pressure. It's there if you want to come on. Do. Come on and do the conga. On my own. How boring is this going to be? I haven't seen you online for a bit. Imagine I haven't been... Truthfully, I haven't even been on watching YouTube. At all. At all. Same stuff all the time, innit? Same stuff, different day. Same stuff, different day. So I've not been on watching anybody at all. Because it's boring. Shh. Don't start barking again. I said. You coming on or what? I have to have serious words with you. Oh, I just seen your face then. Why are you doing that? You don't even sound like Santa.
Morning.
Are you alright? Answer me then.
No.
No.
No what?
I said, are you alright?
Do I look all right?
You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Are you having lasses over Christmas?
Yeah, they'll be up. Oh, look, put a little nose on the thing there. Boxing Day, they come up for the week.
Oh, you've got them for a week?
Yeah.
Hey, have you heard about Mr. Kev? Going to be a granddad.
Okay, now.
Yeah.
Grandpa.
Did you say April? I think it said April.
How old's his kid? Who's having the kid?
I don't know, I can't tell you. It's his oldest one.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
That's all I know. It's not Loopy, is it? Is it Loopy? She's the oldest one.
I don't know. I didn't know she was with anyone. I thought she was single and everything, and had lots of health problems. So it's Dee Dee. Dee Dee's got another thing.
Do you doing?
Well, it's been a while. I haven't seen you on that often.
I haven't been coming on, to tell you the truth. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hello. How are thee?
All good.
Good.
You had your hair done?
I've had it cut.
Yeah, looks very nice. See, I notice these things.
Mm.
You know, some people just tie it up and can't be fucking arsed, obviously.
True. How can I do it when I've got a fractured hand?
Well, it's just a fracture. That ain't nothing. What a puff.
I'm just...
With a fracture, the more you use it, the quicker it heals.
Well, this is doing my head in. Wearing this is doing my head in.
Well, take it off then. It'll be all right.
They've said I can't take it off for a week.
It's just a scratch. Don't worry.
So are you?
Is it true what I heard then? That you got pissed up and fell over?
No.
So, you fucking liar. Look at you. Oh, I shouldn't swear, but fucking liar.
No, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drunk.
Was you tipsy? Was it tipsy then?
No, I didn't feel nothing. There were nothing like when I've been to Dee's and we've been drunk. It was nothing like that.
Oh, I did see that one. I did see you were both together getting sloshed up one time, having a party a couple of weeks ago or so, something like that.
There's another one before that.
Oh, fucking hell. You girls are just getting a bit
And
much.
I don't drink. That's the big thing. I don't drink. She's got me into alcohol.
Well, you're a cheap date then, aren't you?
I really am a cheap date.
Same as, don't drink it, you know what I mean? I have a couple of swigs out of the old bottle and that's it. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Are you going to your mum and dad's for Christmas?
Yeah. All the family goes up there for Christmas Day and then up there for Boxing Day for the second Christmas Day with the kids.
Yeah.
And usual business.
Are you looking forward for him to come down? Come on.
Nah.
You lie. You tell so big fibs, you.
No, well, hard me. I don't care, do I? I'm all... Yeah, it's nice when they're down. I don't have to just sit here talking to myself then.
Oh, yeah, true.
I can have them ignore me instead. Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's it, innit? They do their own thing and they've come down to see you, but yet they wander off. Oh, they're there on the phones.
That's the one. They'll be on the settee behind me. We'll have the telly on. We'll watch a film, and both of them will be on their phones doing other stuff while watching a film.
Yeah.
While chatting, then go and make something to eat, take the phone out. You know, with little one, she disappears in the bog for half an hour, and it's like she's gone for a long one then, isn't it? And like she takes her phone in, they play games, or it's just phone. I use my phone, well, for a phone, really.
Yeah.
If I'm on the internet, I'm usually on my laptop or whatever. I can't stand trying to type or go on people's lives or anything like that. If I go on a live, then I'm not chatting or anything because I can't keep up as such.
Yeah.
You know, things come in my head that I want to say straight away, taking the piss or something that's shot in the head. And it's like, no, go back. Stop predicting. And then half hour's gone.
Do you know what I hate? You can ring them and they don't answer. But yet you know full well they've got the phone plastered to themselves. That annoys me.
There's a lot of things that annoy you in general, though, isn't there?
Everything annoys me.
I'm sat here now thinking, yay, you're annoying
you are. You're annoying me.
Yeah. My task is done for the day.
It is.
And I was just watching.
Me over today.
I was just watching Street Food in South Africa with a channel that I've watched for a long time. Best Ever Food Review Show. I don't know if you've ever seen that. He sort of travels the world going to all sorts of weird places.
Oh, is it that?
He's an American guy. Wears a bandana.
I've seen him,
yeah.
I've seen him. He goes round and he tries their... I think last one I watched where they were like these nomads or something, and they just put meat in their mouth and they were just cutting it off.
Yeah.
It's raw meat and that, and then whatever they don't eat, they give to women and women cook it up. And I'm like,
that's right, I remember that one. Yeah.
And he had to drink blood as well, didn't he? Because it makes him right macho. And they were catching monkeys.
Looks up as soon as I go for dung, doesn't it? She's
catching monkeys, weren't they? And a bird.
He's had a lot of trouble with his channel as well. I mean, he's got a whole team that does it with him, you know, production and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So they obviously earn a good amount out of it and travel the world and all that. But YouTube are a right bunch of bastards because he goes to these places. They sort of like put it in the fact that he's glorifying animal deaths or stuff like that, not just going along and, you know, pretty much sort of like showing what these different cultures and different tribes and that. And
that's what to me, that's what he's showing, different cultures.
Yeah, that's it. He's never glorified, like, oh, here we're going to go and kill a fucking goat or something. Let's watch. And I have to sort of like chop the bits where anything's being particularly killed. He went on about it a while back, sort of like, you know, whether they'd be able to carry on the platform.
They filter it out, don't they? The like carcasses and that. Hi, Christine.
So,
hi, Christine.
Yeah, I like to watch him.
Hey, girls, hope you're okay. What? It's so sexist on these channels, isn't it? I know I'm pretty, but I ain't girl pretty.
You're girl pretty, you love. You're girl pretty.
Well, I definitely need to do something about this then. It's a bit too hairy for a girl.
So then, on the grapevine, I hear you're courting.
They all love
Oh,
you.
dear. Courting? No. I'm a single man. Single, always ready to mingle.
So why are you smiling when you're answering my question?
It's
That's
amazing.
typical
It's
man.
amazing what goes round in the world of YouTube and rumours and
No,
speculation.
because I ask questions. And I asked a question. They skirted around it a little bit to who it was, but it was skirted round. I still didn't get a right answer, but that's what I got told.
Oh, yeah. Who's that with then?
Have a guess.
They're a bunch of gossiping fucking mongers, those lot, I'll tell you.
I bet you can't guess who I was asking.
Who was asking?
Who I was asking.
Who you were asking? Well, it had been Eve, any one of the detecting boys, which would be... Well, you go like that, but you know it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, was I there? I might have been lurking one time when you was asking, actually.
You're always lurking. I know you're there. Who were
there.
I talking to then?
Well, several people, I should imagine.
No, it was only one person I asked.
Oh, you only asked one person, but you'd obviously been talking about it beforehand with people to actually ask.
No, I was saying.
To ask that young lady.
I said.
Yeah, so why would you
I
ask?
hadn't seen you on any lives or about for ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I was asking how you was. And the person says, oh, he's been really busy.
Uh-huh.
I says, who was he courting? Well, and then I were having guesses who it was.
No.
I'm glad if you are.
Not me. Not me. Don't call.
Look at me. Are you courting?
No.
Was you courting?
No.
Well, well, he looked me straight in face. But I know you're lying. Hey.
I would tell you. I would tell you everything. Anyway, you don't need to get jealous. I'm not courting. I'm still young, free and single, so you ladies can flirt as much as you want with me. That's cheered Dee Dee up. She's like, yeah, gonna have him.
Yeah, a bit of rough done.
I'm gonna have every single one of the WI one day. It's my WI I've had you calendar.
Yeah, that'll go down well.
I've got friends, bloke friends, lady friends, you know.
Not wrong with having lady friends and bloke friends.
Exactly. You know, just because she's a girl and a friend doesn't mean she's a
girlfriend.
Friend. Exactly. Now there'd be someone lurking here.
Anyway.
Nothing. Huh?
I'd be happy if you were anyway.
Fuck that. Women are aggro.
It depends who you have.
Well, then every single bird I've ever had.
Well, you're not picking the right bird then.
Obviously not, because I'm single now, ain't I? So it's like, I do have a little bit of experience in the world of relationships.
Well, obviously you have, because you've got 2 children.
Means nothing, does it?
Well, it don't know.
But I've got 2 children that still come and see me, and I have lots to do with all the time. Which, yeah, it's different
Which
being.
doesn't happen all the time, does it?
There's a difference, isn't there, between being a dad and a father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a dad.
Yeah, there's just being a dad, and then there's like, no, you are a father. You do see him.
Yeah, but the father, you can just be the father of any kid, but you can't be the dad to any kid, can you? Sort of thing.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I know what you mean.
When I had my first one, that was way back in 1991, and I was 21, and the missus was 17. And I had the decision then. We'd only been going out with each other for a few months. And, yeah, I had the decision then, right, do I go for this, and properly, move out, do all the things you have to do? Or do I sort of like leave it and then have a kid in the world that I don't hardly see or don't have nothing to do with bringing up, and I can handle that shit? No way.
No.
Yeah.
So, that's it. Even after splitting with their mum, and the other one was sort of like 4 or 5 or whatever, it's still a case of, I see him whenever and as much as. And it's never been a case of them saying, oh, I don't want to go to his or anything. They love coming up here because, like I say, my eldest is a teacher and my youngest is in her second year of college, and then she'll be going to university. The first one went to university as well, and she's a full-time teacher. And, they come up here and they just chill out, eat Chinese food.
What's the other one studying?
She sort of swapped and chopped a little bit. When she was at school, she got put into, I think it's called triple science, which only sort of like about 10 or 20 kids get the opportunity to go in. So you do all the sciences. So she'd done all that. She's a very clever girl, sort of like a virtually straight A student. So it was always like, easy peasy for her. She loves schoolwork and stuff like that. And so she was going to be doing, because she's just picked, she's at the moment picking for university. So she's picked a couple sort of thing and gone round to them and that and seen. So she's in her second year and she's now going psychology. So she was doing chemistry, but she's dropped the chemistry one now and going full in on the psychology one. Just because I think work is better out there. We're all fucking mental nowadays, isn't it? So she'll be full of work.
Yeah.
But she was always quite into the sort of, I thought she might get into sort of like, do you know the TV program Dexter, where he's like, he works.
Pathology. Is it pathology?
Yeah, and things like that. Like, sort of, she was quite into the sort of mystery, not murders, but sort of cases that
what makes someone click to be a psycho? That type of thing.
All that sort of thing. Yeah, very interesting. That she is they're very different kids. They're both very loving and everything, but they are very, very different. My eldest is a bit more like me, heart on the sleeve, sort of, gets a bit emotional or whatever sort of thing. The youngest one, she's just sort of like, she's like,
whatever.
Whatever, you crack on. And I love that about her, you know what I mean? It's like, oh God, I wish I could be more like that and not give a shit. But yeah, she's going to be going into that, it seems. I think
they've gone to college and university. My two went to college.
The youngest one, I was trying to persuade her to go for Oxford.
Yeah.
And the thing is, then it is a lot more money and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you go to Oxford or Cambridge sort of thing, they're our top two, aren't they? So it's who you know, not what you know, as well as sort of being clever. But she was definitely clever enough for it. But I think she's gone for more ones because I live South Wales with her mum. So I think she's going, I'm pretty sure she's going for the Cardiff University. That was the better one. She went and looked at a Bristol one, one up... where was it? I can't remember. Another one up a bit more Midlands sort of way.
Yeah.
But they were like going round. I can't remember which one it was, but it was going round and they're sort of like going around the science parts of their thing,
Yeah.
and it's like some rooms were closed off or being refitted, or this can't be used. Little signs, and it's like, oh, this is just a bit run down sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the one that she's going for is much better. And then I think the Bristol one, all the different things were like in different parts, not all like on one campus.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure the one that she's going to is like virtually an enclosed city as such. So they've got, all the sports facilities, all restaurants and everything on site. So you don't have to go off and go into town or anything like that sort of thing. It's got loads. So the whole social part of it would be good. Because I got out of school at 15 and went straight into work. I just wanted money to buy a motorbike. That was my first thing. And then, after you get a car and just, that was my life sort of thing. Whereas, they're not, not mental like me, I suppose.
Well, my oldest went to, where did she go now? My son went to Middlesbrough. My daughter went to De Montfort University.
All right. Where's that? Never heard of that.
Yeah, it was for fashion.
Oh, right, okay. But I think all the different universities seem to be, some of them are very good for certain things, not so good on other things. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
When you're in a certain trade as such, or want to be, you look around and you try and get the best that you can for it. I mean, part of this going to Cardiff, I think friends of her are going there. Plus, it's near then to home. She can just jump.
It's Leicester way.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
It's De Montfort University.
Midland sort of way.
She was the 3 or 4 year studying it. And now she's got her own thing, doing bridal wear and
oh, nice.
Christening gown, all that she does. She made her own wedding dress.
Yeah, that sort of sewing and stuff is proper skill.
Yeah.
It's not only just knowing it. I think you do have to be sort of like naturally good at it. But yeah, it's something that takes years.
I think she takes after her grandma, because she used to do that. And then my son did animation.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, wicked. Now, that's a good trade to get in, sort of thing. I mean, way back when I was doing printing and sort of like your quick print shop sort of thing. So running that and so all the graphic design and the printing itself and just dealing with people. And I think I missed out because I wanted to go to work and earn money. I should have gone on to college. I should have gone on to university because I missed out on some bloody good party years from the way my eldest one had good times when she was there.
Yeah. They're always having parties and.
Well, I said I didn't realise how much more fun it would have been, but I was interested in just getting out. Everyone I knew was out either on a motorbike or in cars, and you had we used to meet up at our shops, and there'd be 100 odd people. 50 odd cars.
I think back then we just wanted like a good time.
Yeah.
Have a laugh.
Yeah.
Get away from home. Strict parents and all that lot. Once you get away from home, you could be yourself, type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd go to work. So get up, say 7, get to work for 8:30, and then get home from work about 5:30, jump in the shower, go out. Get in about 4 in the morning, sort of thing, from being out all night. You'd go and see your bird, and you'd be out with her until about 11 o'clock. That's usually the sort of time that her parents would be like in. Make sure you're in and not pregnant, you dirty little skank.
Yeah.
And then we would all meet up. All the lads then would meet up down the shops. Then we would drive up or all jump in someone's car, however many people were there and how many cars, and then drive up to London or something and literally just drive. No sat nav or anything or maps or anything. We just drive round, and eventually you sort of like see a a signpost to, southbound so-and-so. And it's like, oh, right, we need to get there. But we get lost in Soho, centre of London, and then go out all over the place. And the big old car meets back then, like you had Chelsea Cruise, which was a massive car cruise that would go over Chelsea Bridge and stuff like that. And we'd go up to the services right up near London. And that was a place where there just used to be like loads of nicked cars, motorbikes and stuff, a line of old Bill in there, and then just people donutting and smashing around in cars and that. They wouldn't stop them. And then all out onto the motorway and fly up into London, all Knightsbridge and sort of places like that. But yeah. And then we get back, have a kebab at the kebab van at like 3-ish sort of thing. And then you go home, have a couple of hours kip, get up and do it all again.
Well, yeah.
And that was a weekday. Weekend, you was hardly home at all, I'd literally get in. Sometimes I'd get in, say, a Saturday night, Sunday morning, and then wake up Monday morning virtually and think, well, the fuck did Sunday go? But yeah, you've done so much throughout the week.
Yeah, burns you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, you catch up. And this is why I'm bugging nowadays, I think.
Has your daughter's passed the driving test and that? Is that a bad subject?
Yeah, let's move on. See, I'm a total petrolhead, always have been, you know what I mean? Literally a petrolhead. My eldest, no. She did try all the driving lessons. I paid for thousands in driving lessons and that. Then she ended up doing driving lessons for auto car because she couldn't deal with gears and sort of like what's going. She's just not a driver. She doesn't pay attention to stuff around her or something. So she never passed her test. Younger one, I'm not sure whether she's going to or not. She's not asked yet, and she ain't particularly bothered. Which
hiya, chicken.
Hiya, lovelies.
What I think.
Not so bad, thank you.
I ain't had this one.
You what, sorry?
This is Mr. Random, Mr. Rob Random.
How you doing?
All right. See, hello, Rob.
Metal detector.
I think we have met. Do you not have a show on a Friday night?
Do I have a woo?
No, he sometimes goes on lives, but not very often.
I don't do a lot of lives anymore. I do lives for particular reasons, sort of thing, if I'm doing a gore or something. But I like coming on and causing trouble on other people's lives.
He's lovely.
Don't believe her. I'm a bad boy. You'll love it.
He's a bad boy, but lovely. Yeah. If you know what I mean. And
I'm not your typical detectorist as such because they're all geeks like train spotters and that. I'm more your underground bad boy. Gangster.
Right.
Yeah, but he's lovely though. He's lovely.
Well, that's what they said about the Krays, didn't they? He said, "Oh, lovely people," even when they're chopping people's faces up.
No, you're lovely though.
Oh, don't make me blush. Shut up.
You are. Honestly, you are. No, the thing is, you tell it how it is.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of filter going on.
No, you haven't got a filter, but you do tell it how it is, and if you don't like it, you'll say.
I try to. Yeah.
A lot of people don't say that.
I try to be fair, but I ain't scared of broaching any subjects. And if someone's going to be a dick, then you're being a dick. Stop being a dick. Hey
Annie, your favourite girls coming.
Oh.
Hey Annie.
I don't know if I can handle 4 at a time. I'll give it a go. I'm a trier.
Yeah, she's here for you. Look.
Hello, sweetie.
Hi, darling. Just got back in from shopping.
Have you got a cuppa?
Have I got a puffer?
Cuppa.
Oh, it's bringing me one coffee, and I bought a big chocolate cake and a big cream cake, so I'm getting a bit taken home. Yeah. 47 pence, shy of £100.
Oh, Annie, what have you been buying?
Is it a Christmas shop?
No, it was my Christmas food shop, yeah. But I've never spent that much before.
I
Thank
spent the other day
That's
89
regular.
quid in Sainsbury's, and that was basically for my kids to have a meal one night, a meal the next day, as such like breakfast, dinner, tea.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was it. And breakfast on the Sunday, because then we go up my mum's for like a Sunday lunch. And and I spent a tenner out of it, but the rest of it was just sort of like bits and pieces. And we looked in the shopping trolley and was like, you know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes I've spent 120 odd quid or whatever, and I get left all this food for like the week afterwards.
Yeah.
But this trolley was empty. It wasn't even covering the bottom of the trolley, because I said, I'll get a big trolley. It might be quite a bit we get. No, we got
Yeah.
very little. And it
Money's
was
not
like,
going anywhere these days for food.
By the time you get milk, bread, cereal, you're nearly into you for 20 quid, 30 quid.
Yeah.
I got breakfast here. Right.
Cornish pasty.
Cornish pasty.
Lovely Cornish pasty from my local baker's that's just down the road. Now that's nearly 4 quid for one pasty.
How much?
Wow. They want to be good.
I think it is about £3.68 or 78 or something.
My
like that.
God, for one pasty?
One pasty.
Wow, that's expensive.
You know what I mean?
know.
Well, bag of friggin' Cheetos, twisted, flaming hot. You know, the bag price now is, what's that on the, can you see it?
£1.25.
£1.25, just because it's a slightly bigger bag. You know what I mean? I'm a slightly bigger bloke. I need a bigger bag.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And those sort of things were, 75p and that about, 6 months ago. They, were virtually half the price.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, I've doubled up on some things. Or like I bought a gammon joint, a small gammon joint. It's only in me and Nicola, and she loves gammon, and she's supposed to eat it also. But all gammon joints that we were going past on main chills, they're like this, £13, and I thought, get away, £13 bloody pound.
The only good thing with those big joints and that, you can cook them, chop them up, freeze a bit if you want, or something like that, but it's still loads.
I did say to Claire, I said, well, I can always cut one in half. But then she said, there's some more just down there. So we went and had a look, and they were still big, and I think they were about, what did it say, £9, I think it was, something like that. I said, it's still too much, but again, I can chop it and freeze it. But I'd sooner have froze one that's not got all plastic, even though you put it in a bag anyway, but just being pussy. And then she says, oh, Mum, come on here, they're all here. And we put two lovely gammon joints, £4 each. They were two for £8. They were £4 something, but they were two for £8.
Yeah.
So I got two of them. I've left one in the fridge, and then I've put one in the freezer. But so it'll do us next week as well, because we've got chicken for Christmas dinner, and Poppy likes chicken. Cooked chicken that we do, not rather than, bought chicken.
But this is the thing, turkey, and everyone, pays a fortune for a turkey or whatever now it is. I remember a couple of years back, you used to be able to buy like a turkey leg, like not a Christmas time sort of thing, but they were like bloody great big turkey leg.
Like ostrich legs.
Yeah, for 99p, because no one would eat it in general. But now price of them.
When I was buying turkey, I find turkey a bit of a dry meat. But when I was buying turkey, I used to buy a turkey saddle. I didn't buy the whole thing.
I buy turkey crowns.
Not a very good cook if you dry your turkey out, eh?
No, I have turkey crowns. I don't have a full turkey.
Yeah,
I my mum
buy a turkey crown or saddle.
Do you know what my mum done? It was a couple of years back. I think it might have been just before COVID, right? I moaned because she buys a turkey crown and she'd buy sort of like, a bit of ham, maybe a beef joint or something. So all the family's got, what they want.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the Christ, Mum? I like on my Christmas dinner a big turkey leg, and I'll sit there and I'll munch into a turkey leg. You know what I mean? That was always the thing. I'll have a leg and a wing, sod the breast, sort of thing. I got her to buy a turkey leg separate. Yeah. What's she going to do? She cooks it all, and then obviously chops up the turkey breast, but then shreds the fucking meat off the bloody turkey leg.
Yeah.
So you can't do your caveman.
No, exactly. That's exactly it. It's just sort of like,
My dad always used to slice up turkey leg as well as turkey breast. You had to have a bit of both at my dad, with mum and dad.
Well, some people don't like the dark meat, but the dark meat is the nice succulent meat.
I'm not really struck on. I've gone off turkey a long time ago.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Christine. Hi, Jackie.
I wouldn't mind an ostrich.
Have
Ostrich
you ever
leg.
had ostrich meat?
Oh, the massive. What you
Just a-
put on your plate?
A great big ostrich on the middle of the table when it's just like, no veg, no nothing, just like that's all that fits is an ostrich. No. I've had ostrich burgers before, and it was very much like beef.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Really nice, and I
Yeah,
thought it
it
was
is
really
nice.
nicer than beef.
When we were
Links
in
in chat,
Australia,
Jackie, if you want to come on.
when we were in Australia second time, we went and spent a couple of weeks with some friends of Ernie's, that one, my husband, and they had their own ostrich.
Did he drive the fastest milk float in the West?
Eh?
Ernie, he
Oh,
drove the fastest milk float in the West.
God rest him, he's dead now, bless him. Yeah, but they had an ostrich farm, and Anne, they called hostess Anne. She never baked, but she was talking about ostrich meat, and Ernie pulled her face, and she says, "It's nice. You'd like it," and he takes a little bit of convincing. So I said, "Well, why don't you just put it in a pie like a meat and potato pie?" And she says, "How do you do that?" And I said, "What do you mean, how do you do that? Bake a pie, make some pastry." "I don't make pastries. I won't know where to start." I were just gobsmacked. So I said, "Really?" And of course, Ernie pipes up, "Annie can bake." And I said, "Thank you, Ernie, for that." And I got roped in, and I did an ostrich meat and potato pie. It was frigging gorgeous.
I bet.
Absolutely. Have you
Yeah,
ever had shark? Have you ever had shark?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
they call it flake in Australia, shark. They sell it at chip shops like we sell cod and haddock.
Ah.
In Australia, it's flake. Or
Yeah.
you can get other fish as well. But
It's
flake.
lovely. That and proper tuna steaks that you've literally fresh
Oh, I
come in.
I
I
tuna.
brought last time I had shark. We were camping, me and the kids, and in the van down Motherford way. So Motherford Quay, there's a fish sort of thing where they come in and that. And I brought some shark steaks, some tuna steak, and duck on the barbecue, and so nice.
Yeah.
There's a time before that I've had shark at a TJ Fridays or something, and it had loads and loads of sort of like soy sauce or something, and it was disgusting. So it put me off. And
Yeah.
it went and brought some fresh without all the crap that they put on it.
Yeah.
Then I, finally tasted it and was like, yeah.
Have you seen on YouTube, Rob, where in China where they fetch the big tunas out, and they have them massive knives and they're so sharp.
Oh Christ, yeah.
And they're like cutting it up, and it's like, oh my God, I think it's amazing how they do
There's certain
that.
things with tuna as well, because when they catch them, when they go in and to sell them, you got whoever's going to buy it, they take like a spike and put it in.
Yeah, they do, like cheese,
pull it
innit?
out. Yeah, that's it, and see how much fat content is in there, and
Yeah.
they get
They
paid for
rub
that.
it, don't they? And
Yeah,
the fingers
yeah.
out.
And
Hi,
it
Jackie.
depends how they catch it. Hello,
Hi,
darling.
Jackie.
Jesus,
Ain't that
5
one?
women at a time. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. I'm gonna
Can you
have to-
handle it? Can you handle
You're
5
in
women?
your element, Rob. You're in your element. Tell the
See
truth.
what I just told you all.
I'm gonna warm my
No,
hands
show
up.
us again,
and
Annie. Sorry.
Woohoo!
Why have you got half a cake?
Because that's what he's brought me.
Wow!
Well, you've got to eat it then.
Yeah.
Let's see how seductively she can eat this.
I love this cake. It's an Asda one. They're worth every penny.
Dip your finger in it and
Yum, yum.
Now.
yeah, good girl. Look at you.
Right, what will we do today?
Jackie, you haven't got your glasses on.
I know, I can't find them. Oh, there they are.
I had a present.
I can see again.
You've had
I
a
had a
present.
present. You was asking earlier about my female friend. And I had a nice candle.
Like that.
Yes, the wanky candles. Fragrance Wanker's Paradise. A relaxing candle that will help you calm the down.
Wow.
That is hilarious.
And that was off your lady friend.
Yes.
You've got a good lady friend.
Yes,
That's a
she
good
thinks,
thing for you.
she thinks she's bloody funny. I also got a,
Truthfully.
I don't know if you can see that, but that's like got the little ball in it.
Oh, I
yeah.
bet.
And then
Yeah.
it's
Is that your grinder?
Oh,
yeah, it's got several sections to it for when I get my
Puppy juice.
herbs, like cooking herbs.
Yes.
And yeah, so yeah, it's got me some nice things. That's how good I
They're
am.
not Christmas presents, are they?
Huh?
They're not Christmas presents, are they?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They shouldn't be open yet then. Naughty boy.
She owed me Christmas presents from last year when I didn't know her, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm expecting more.
Wow. You know, I mean, I made it onto one of Santa's list. Now, I know it's on its naughty list, but it's a start.
Which list, though? I can't imagine you being on the good list.
I've just said naughty list, but it's a start. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
That's it.
yes.
You must try harder. Dip that finger in again.
Things can only go up.
That's it. It can't get much worse, can they? Let's face it.
So, do you still get, what is it, old Mark? I ain't seen him around for a while. MDL or whatever.
He's been on holiday, hasn't he?
Both like that,
With his lady friend.
I see.
then.
See?
Wow,
Well-
that's right, isn't it?
His ex-wife, but they're back together.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake. What the fuck? I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, no.
Hey, he swore.
He's already in the book.
Oh no, you made it into the book.
He's never come out of the book.
I was going to say, he hasn't been out of it
I
yet.
was going to say,
Wasn't
yeah, the book was created because of me, wasn't it?
Let me see who's on
I
top.
think so, probably.
Oh, dear. Jackie has seen my logo, hasn't she?
Well, she can see it. It's there. This is his logo.
All
Hang on.
right. Wait, put my
No,
other
hang on,
glasses on.
Dad.
Oh, you've had it now
You
because
don't
he's going to
know.
do it closer now. That's his logo.
Oh, yes, I've seen that, Rob. Oh, yes, that's funny.
That's my last sticker, so no, you can't have it. You've had
In
yours.
my book, it says Mr. Random in book for life.
I've made it onto Santa's
Somebody
list.
worse than me, then.
Yeah.
It's allowed because I'm a bloke, though. Isn't that the social thing? You can be, a bit of a dick when you're a bloke, but when you're a lady, it's not allowed.
No. Because we're
Frowned
ladies
upon.
and we do lady things.
Exactly.
Having said that, Rob, I've even been in Mandy's naughty book.
Yes, she has.
Well, we know all about you. What is it? 3 craft rooms, 2 dungeons, a cellar, and a couple of grey rooms.
Not telling you about bloody attic though, am I?
Oh,
And she's always got a poorly arm.
Well, yeah, it's you know, where we see everyone with a poorly arm, don't we?
Yeah.
At least she isn't milking it like you.
How am I milking it?
That little black plastic band on your wrist ain't fooling no one. You just, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah. I mean, I have to be careful. I'm in so much pain.
It's a good job I love you, you know.
Huh?
It's a good job I love you.
I'm telling Neil.
Tell him whatever you want.
I'll bloody get him here. I'll have him come over visit me.
I'll
Yeah,
tell him. Hey, without me.
yeah, we are here.
So, everyone that's doing something, what you doing? Explain to me.
I'm eating.
No.
I'm making a journal.
Okay, you're painting by numbers. Dee Dee, what you doing?
Denise, what are you doing?
Don't bloody ignore me. That's
I ain't ignoring you. I'm getting it.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
Is that a card or a tile?
Card. And I've just done the front of another.
Very nice.
Jackie, what are you doing?
Colouring in.
She's colouring in, painting by numbers. I don't know. Is that watercolour sort of that you've done on
I
it?
was thinking.
Who's painting by numbers?
Jackie
I don't
is.
know.
All right.
No, I'm colouring Annalise. She's just winding you.
All right.
You look at it. It's got numbers on it. I swear.
Let's have a look, Jackie.
See?
Where's numbers?
Numbers.
Where?
They're very tiny numbers because they obviously have to colour over it.
Right, new numbers.
Oh, I forgot that.
Lise. Is that how you say your name? Lise? As in
Lise, yeah.
Lise.
It's actually Lisa, but most people just call me Lise. So,
Well,
and I prefer
tell them
that.
to fucking call you by your proper name and slap them.
No, I don't like it. Prefer Lise.
Okay, Lisa.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, Mum, don't.
Revenge is the sweetest.
What are you doing? Let me see what you're flipping through your flingers. Oh. What? Oh. There's a moose loose about that hoose.
Oh, it's looking good,
What?
is that, Lise?
Hold on.
Hey,
Is that your own drawings?
It's looking good, that.
do you think it's looking good?
Yeah. I can't believe she's just eaten half a cake.
I know you.
Hold on.
It's pretty quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't mess about when I got cake. I don't mess.
If that was me, I would throw up.
I probably not have anything else to eat today, but that was it.
Woo.
Jackie,
I might
whereabouts?
have another snack at supper time.
Where's Jackie from? Or what
Jackie.
area are you from?
Northern
Ireland.
Ireland.
Right, okay. Sinn Féin!
No, I'm
That's the
the
only
other
way
one.
I can do Northern Irish is Sinn Féin!
No, I'm on the other side.
Oh God, yeah, let's not get into orange and other colours and stuff. Shit, fucking hell. My mate, one of my friends, his missus is Northern Ireland, and then one of my other mates, his missus was Ireland, and then we all met at Detective Hall, and it was like, these two, because they would sort of like talk, but they were being all smiley, but you knew, you know what I mean, any minute now an AK-47 and a fucking grenade was going to come out or something between these two. Like, shit.
No, I don't practice religion at all. I'm a total effing atheist.
What?
And
I
I
didn't say the word.
Atheist.
effing atheist.
Oh, I see.
I think you
I
pronounce
thought
it.
you'd made a new word up altogether with atheist then.
You pronounce it heathen.
You're a heathen.
Did ever an atheist, real atheist, you know.
Are you
I
taking?
don't know. I'm agnostic. I don't
Rasta. Blessings to the Rasta. Right, Ivy, and all that. Bit weird, isn't it? A skinhead white man being Rastafarian, but I think out of all religions,
Do you
that's
think
probably my
that's
closest.
is that legit, Anne Nandy?
Yes.
One love. Sweet. I watch a brilliant channel,
know.
Raz Cooking, and it's this Rasta guy in Jamaica. I think it's Jamaica, but he's got his own little plantation and that. And this guy was filming him and that, doing it like in really good quality and proper camera work and everything. Ras Kitchen, I think it is. And yeah, you ever want to see some really good, this guy, he's brilliant. He's like cooking and just mumbling away with his joint and giving you, amazing sort of infos and stuff. But yeah, the shit
Oh,
that he
really? You like to watch all cooking programs then?
I like it. We all eat, don't we? So
Oh yeah.
I do like watching, some of the cooking ones, adventure ones, underground ones, urban exploration. I don't watch the only detecting videos I ever watch is people that I know and I support them. But metal detecting is boring as shit, isn't it? And their videos are boring as shit.
Have a go at it. then.
Mario Ras. Is it?
Mario Ras. Is that his name, Mario? I know the channel names is Ras Kitchen. Big dread man, and very. Like I say, he cooks outside on an oil barrel with some sticks and shit in there, and he'll be cooking up stuff, and then he gets some more stuff from out of his garden, and bang that in. Yeah.
Nah, I don't do cooking.
No, Jackie, don't cook.
Cooking programs. I'll sit there and
I
I
like
get
cooking.
so hungry while I'm watching it that I usually have to go and heat up a dinner or something, get that ready, and then watch. It's like the English guy, Beard Meets Foods. He's one of these ones that do all the challenges and that. And he's a great channel, good lad and everything. And I watch his sort of videos when he goes and does a challenge, and it's like, oh man, I need to eat. I can't watch this and not eat at the same time. It's like Annie and her little cake there. It's made me want to go and grab a cheesecake I got in the fridge.
Oh, I like cheesecake.
Oh yeah, pop round.
Like
I'll feed you.
I think last person
But
you
not-
said pop round, they actually pop round.
Well, I'm not going to another country for no man.
I'm losing it. I'm losing my powers. I get women that want to come over from America to see me, woman. So you just get up on the National Express. 15 hours. I'll pay half your ticket, and then
And
I
I'll
might.
get the husband to pay the other half.
If you're a good girl, then I might pay the other half on the way back. If you're a bad girl, I'll pay the whole lot and get rid of you quick.
Oh, I can be a bad girl.
I've got to get 2 tickets. God, you know what I mean? I'm a man of the millennia and everything now. So if he wants to come along as well, not a problem.
Woohoo!
Come and surprise you.
That's it. Well, these kids nowadays, they're all greedy. They go both ways and everything, innit? Take a leaf out of their book. But the trouble is, it's like when they've done that banana challenge. I've got, I can't go to the dentist because of the gag reaction sort of thing. Someone put something in my mouth. I'm like, oh.
I've got a very bad gag reaction. Mm.
Yeah, but I think
You're dumped then. You're dumped.
thing with that though.
Not with that first time, love, don't worry.
If they don't remove the video at challenges.
This is why they would all pop at me and I'm like, nah, I ain't doing none of that shit. You know what I mean? I've been on the internet since 1993, And I've been through all sorts of like chat rooms and stuff back in the day, and 3D chat wheels that were in America that were massive at the time. And I've seen what's been done to people. When you know, I mean, if someone at some point takes a real disliking to you, and then you've got stuff up on channels that you can chop about and make that person look a complete idiot, or even chopping it about making up sort of false things and that. I've seen it all. And it's like, I'm not putting myself in that position with YouTube. I know way before. And I try to tell some people, you know, about it. And like poor Kev, to this day, he's got clips that keep getting shown from like a couple of years ago sort of thing. And it's like, you know, it was a joke at the time, but then people seem to think it's funny all the time. Bring it back up again, and stuff like that. And it's like, look, when it was funny, but, you know,
I don't find it funny me when they keep fetching Kev's stuff up. We've got brown on head. And it's not funny anymore. It was funny then.
Exactly. But once it's on the internet, it stays on the internet.
Yeah.
Simple as. And people can go and search back stuff and then find out who you know, and then go to their channels, and you know that all the in channels that are about. You know, Rob's involved in that, and I've sort of like gone onto their chats and that, and had a bit of a, you know, wobble on there and stuff, because it's their ones. It's nothing to do with my channel. But it's a case of, even then, I go disguised, because I don't want the dickheads that are on those channels to then come to my channel.
Yeah.
You know, it's like moderating on channels. Now, some idiot comes on here, says something bad or whatever, whenever they have done before, and I've booted someone off, and on anybody's channel, I straight away go to their channel, and I go and I block them from my channel as well as I've blocked them on whoever's channel they're trolling on that, because it only takes one of them, and like, oh, who's this bloody doing this to me, you know, and bang, you suddenly got dislikes all over the place and stuff. I call them out straight away. I do like to eat trolls, because I've dealt with them for so long, and I, you know, what do they say? You know, if you want to stop yourself getting robbed, then you ask a thief how they would get in your house, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I've trolled the best of them. You know what I mean? I've trolled the whole entire company. It was £30 million chat company in America. And I had a whole team of people behind me, you know, that, you know, they had moderators. They had about 200 moderators, and most of them were American, and about 60 of them were the UK moderators on this particular chat program. Now, I was boot on site. So literally, if I came on, it was a case of boot me off. So I had probably a good 2,000 accounts on that chat program. And it was, they used to be able to boot you off for like 15 minutes. So it'd boot that particular one off. Now, back in the day, before everyone had cable, we was all on dial-up, weren't we? 56.6K or whatever. Now, the thing was, when they boot you, it'd boot your IP address. So I would just literally flick off my internet, flick it on again. You got a new IP address every single time. And then I'd go on there as another account and come back, and I'd be like, your boots don't work, sort of thing. That'd be my next name. And then, try again. Boss is back. Yeah. You know, and just literally every minute or so I was back on, so their boots wouldn't work. And it was a more comical thing. But then
how the hell do you do all that?
Well, the thing is, this 3D chat program was a web-based one, and now you could go on there and it's all 3D, and you could make up your own avatar and everything. And it was the top, you know, they still go into this day, and it's still on, and I've still got, I pop back there now and again, because, you know, just to see what's going on. And the bloke that runs it all, he gives me free VIP access to me. But back in the day, I was number one. Like, they hated me. I think I cost them about 30 grand to have some of their programming rewritten, because I found a hole in their program.
Yeah.
And I told them about it. I utilised it for a couple of weeks, because I was always getting booted off and that. So I'd come back on. Now the hosts that knew me, they're like, oh, it's. I used to be called Ganja Man on there, and Creating Havoc and General Carnage. That was my main name, sort of thing. Yeah. And
you could get paid for doing that.
No, it's just a crack. I'd just be on this chat thing. You know, I'd be at work, and I had computers at work, so I was in the print industry, so I had computers to do so I had a good internet connection and everything like that, and I was on the internet before any of the general public was generally on the internet. It was more, and so found this way back. I think it was 1998 when they started the 3D one. It was a 2D one before, so it's like just flat cartoon characters running around a world.
Yeah.
But it was, all the sort of 3D games that you've got nowadays, most of them use their technology, and that's why they keep getting paid for the actual technology.
Yeah.
The program doesn't pay them anything. Like I say, it was a £30 million company. And then all of a sudden it went down into penny stocks after me and a few others had finished with them. They went into the porn industry.
Oh,
They basically had the same sort of program, but it had different avatars with more. You could dance and or sit down and things like that. Now, if you can imagine the porn ones, you could do a lot of other
a
things.
lot of other things.
And instead of just being like Action Man type figures, which was like before, so you didn't have genitalia, you had boobs as such, but no nipples or something like that. So it would have the form of a female.
Yeah.
And that, but these poor ones was like, oh, Mr. Dong is schwong, isn't he? And the original program was such a God-fearing sort of you have to be nice to people and all this sort of thing. So you can imagine how I went down in there in the main chat. So yeah, they were all like that. And then when people found out that they were making money out of the porn industry and that, they went spare, because there was a lot of other God-fearing people in there that really, you know what I mean, sort of thought that they was a above board company. And then people that I knew then integrated both programs so that you could be in the poor ones on the normal one. There was so much. But all of this come out because you could go in your program and in your folders. When you downloaded this chat one, you had all the folders or whatever of it, and there was a particular file in there, and you could change stuff in it, and that would look at things like, say, you could only have 25 friends, but then you could go in there and put the line of text friends equals 100 or something like that, and it will give you 100 friends then. So it'd open up all these different bits of the program. And the whole thing to make this 3D wheels that they've made and everything was made in this thing called the Shaper. Now, if you put Shaper on in this thing, then suddenly it opened up the whole program to exactly what they had and how they built all the wheels. So you could build your own wheels. You could suddenly see other people's avatars that they'd spent hundreds of hours on creating with this bit of code, and then you could just see it and then just stand next to them in their avatar that they've spent months and months, and it was their creation. It was like a real big eye opener.
There is another one.
Yeah.
Do you work in that industry?
Hi, Lou.
Do you work in that sort of industry?
No, I'm just a natural born hacker.
Oh, you're a hacker. All right, okay.
It's a case of not being a hacker. I have, I'm one of the, what is it? Yeah, curiosity
Right.
sort of thing. See, this problem that I found with their program, you've got the main chat bar, okay, that you chat on, and then you could chat to people in whispers sort of thing, just between you two and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the main chat bar, it had a maximum amount of characters that you could put in, and then all of a sudden it would split your message into two. And it would come up on your screen saying, "Oh, message was too long, so we've formatted it into two." So 2 lines come, and I was always like, "All right, how many letters actually is it that it triggers that?"
Yeah.
So I was putting in, finding out the exact amount. And then I put in, the ASCII codes. I was putting in literally boobs going along with the exact amount of numbers. And there was one special thing that I'd got from somewhere else and copy and paste it. I wouldn't know what the actual ASCII code number was for it. I did find out in the end, and I'd put that in between each one. It was like set speed. And I got up to the exact amount, and I pressed return, and that message didn't come up, just a blank space come up. And I was like, "Oh, what's that then?" And then I noticed everybody, so say you've got 50 people on this wheel that they're all chatting on, everybody disappeared.
Holy crap.
And I was like, that's a bit fucking strange. So copies it, pastes it, puts it in again. Thing was, people would appear again, but their avatar that they had disappeared, they're like, oh, I just got booted off the server, because it is always having server problems now and again. People, you'd get booted off and have to sign in again and that. But their avatar was still there, and they would appear again and go, oh, I got booted off. And they're like, oh, why is my avatar still there? And everyone who was there that got booted, their avatar would stay there, and then they would come back on. And I was like, oh, fucking hell. So I've done it again. Bang, boots everybody off the servers, and then they reappear. Now there's 2 of them there, and now their third one there. And I was like, oh, this is weird. I can suddenly boot everybody off of Worlds, off this chat program, whenever I want. I've got the ultimate fucking power. So then I sat there and I booted them off several times more, and I think it got to 7, and people going, oh, what's going on that? And you used to be able to multi-run this program. Another little trick. So instead of only being able to have one up on that, you could bring up as many worlds as you want and go on as different accounts. So I'd have a dodgy account on there that no one knew on the world, so I could see who was coming on. And then the account that I was doing the boots from was off in another world that, my own world or whatever, that no one could see or boot me from or know that I was on, because it was another account, so they couldn't see. So I was literally seeing what's going on in one, and then, like a load of mods would turn up, and I was just like, yeah, get rid of you lot then. Bang, bang, bang. But on the 7th time, it turned their entire server systems off. So bang, the whole chat program went for hours and hours because all their servers had got completely over-swamped.
Yeah.
So then I obviously, I'm boot on site, am I? Oh, you're going to boot me, are you? Hang on a second. Boom, boot them all. But it cost them 30 grand, I think it was, to get the program rewritten that it wrote this ASCII code out. But I told them about it, but yeah, they put in a thing with NTL, the old internet people. They went to them and said that I was a hacker, and NTL sent me a letter saying you've been doing a denial of service attack. And then I rung up NTL and said, no, I found a hole in this people's program, and I've told them about it. Yeah. And now they're still calling me this great hacker that's destroyed the program, etc., when I've told them what the problem is. And I haven't given out the info to anyone else, so loads of people couldn't, it would have destroyed the program completely.
Yeah.
And so then NTL went back to them and said, if you harass our customer at any point anymore, we will be taking you to court. Gosh, they was behind me. So then I had free reign to go and do what the fuck I wanted on there. That's the good old days of early internet. I had so much fun.
And you can't do that sort of thing now then?
No, it's a lot more easily traceable nowadays because everyone's on set IPs as such.
Right.
You could do it now. If I use the old dial-up connection or whatever, you could go back and do exactly the same.
2 minutes.
It's like what everyone says with the dark web. The dark web is just the internet how it used to be.
How the hell do you get onto a dark web?
Well, you just use a browser that accesses the internet without any of the filters. Like you go on a Google, Chrome, or anything like that. It's all filtered. That's all stuff there for you, and all Yeah. It's obviously masses of information and everything. But if you go on a dark web, that's the internet there. So if someone, if you got your accounts online, and I used to be able to get into companies, go into their directories, have all the information on everyone that worked for them, their pay, things like that. It was literally that open. If someone was online, they didn't have firewalls and shit like that. That used to, it was everything was accessible. Yeah. And then all of a sudden the internet was tamed by all these big companies.
Yeah.
And then you can still get into the old internet where it is all free and stuff, but you have to use, I think it's the Onion browser.
Onion?
The Onion. You go and find the Onion browser, and then that lets you in, and it's untraceable as such that it goes around various servers and all that stuff to, like the VPN blocking stuff that people can use.
You see, that all intrigues me, but like my brain is not wired that way. I wouldn't
I
be
would
able
have,
to do it.
I would have liked to got into coding and stuff, but yet again, like you say, doing all that stuff, if it's not in English, why can't you just say, look, computer, I want you to do this, and
Yeah.
that, the computer do it, not HP///1287C minus X.
Aye, there's too much.
All that shit, and it's like, but that was what that Worlds was like. It was very much code,
Right.
and I learned from other people, but it did take a while to learn certain things, and then you'd look into other things or do things in certain places just because you were illiterate when it comes to program, and then you suddenly find something that was like, no one else would find because they're not doing the stupid things that you're doing, sort of thing.
You see, my 9-year-old grandson can do things that I have absolutely no idea about. He can make his own videos and everything.
It's the whole thing, isn't it? It's I got pushed into it at an early time, sort of thing, when Windows 3.1 was sort of about, and it was all very, very new.
Very new.
And sort of, and I knew people that were doing internet stuff for big companies way before, sort of like making networks within places like Rakel, I think it was one of the places done this. So he'd done the entire networking for this entire company, and he introduced me to the internet, and it was like, oh, this is, and it's just like, wow. And back then I thought, God, I wonder if I could take books and put a whole book on there by scanning the pages or whatever, would I be able to sell that book or whatever? All these, and then all of a sudden, every book in the world on the internet, sort of thing. It was all the very early stuff.
Yeah.
That I wish I'd have put a bit of money into, like eBay and stuff like that, and brought a few shares back in the day.
But then again, hindsight is a wonderful
thing.
friggin' thing.
Wonderful thing, isn't it?
Ouch.
Havoc. Lou. Havoc. Havoc. Ooh. Creating Havoc. I did used to own the .com and .co.uk for Creating Havoc.
Did you?
What am I creating? Yeah, basically back then when you was on this chat wheel and that, you were filtered, so people would have big arguments and stuff, and shit would be kicking off on there.
See, that does my head in. I can't be annoyed with it.
There was so many dramas and that. There was lots of people. See, people took this program very, very seriously. There's people been married off of this program in real, and like literally been married online, and they're already married and stuff. They had complete life on this program, and there's still today. If I go on there now, there'll be about 10 to 15 people sat in the main area, right, all with like little snoozes above them, because they sit there 24/7, just to see if anything does go on. I mean, this has been going on for years, like I say, since 1998. And back then there was hundreds, if not thousands of people on there. Now you get a sprinkling of people, and then every now and again someone will come back or something. And it's so it was a strange world, and I didn't like the sort of dictation.
I don't have the patience for it.
And it was like being I was this bad man on there, and it was fun. And bad men attract bad women, and so I had a little experiment with myself on there. Was like with the internet way back then. I went, well, can you actually get laid via the internet? not going out, not going to a bar or anything and picking up on it, but could you actually meet up with someone and actually get a relationship enough online that you would meet up and have sex?
Yes.
Well, let's just say my experiment worked a couple of times.
What? Woohoo!
Man,
You romantic person, you.
well, the thing was, you had this whole relationship online. You know what I mean? You'd literally be speaking day in, day out with all these people, but then you had someone that you'd get on well with, and then all of a sudden there was another bloke. He turned up. He's called Ravenclaw, and then there was Mrs. Ravenclaw, and then they had a wedding in one of the worlds and everything, and 100 odd people come along to the wedding, and
Oh my word!
yeah, it was mad shit.
Yeah.
God. I couldn't be bothered with it.
Well, like I say, I'm a curious person, so I have to find things out for myself. And it was like, I wonder if you can. And
The only way you know is if you try.
well, this is it. This is way before any online dating things, or obviously this is way before smartphones and everything, where all that sort of thing is like the norm now.
Yeah.
But back then it was like, could you like pull on the internet on this 3D chat thing, like,
I can remember chat rooms.
MSN chat.
Yeah, all that lot. I can still remember all them.
See, I used to hack people via MSN chat. You could basically, if you put a link in the chat, and it was like, say, a link to a photo, you sort of like, oh, go and have a look at this photo, and it's on, you put a link in it. But what that link actually done was send you a ping to your computer via a program, so then you could trace that ping and know exactly. So when you like, if someone was on Worlds and I wanted to know who they were, so I'd chat to them on MSN, send them this link, and they'll click on it, and I know who I'm talking to from Worlds, and then all of a sudden, bang, I can ping that address, their IP, and find out exactly who they are and their name, address, etc. And yeah, brilliant things MSN was.
Yeah.
Found out so many people, sort of like 20, 30 people that were, savage bastards against me as such, or against my ways. I've always been that one where you fight on the weaker one side. If someone's getting picked on, I jump on the picked on side against the bully side. And
You're a hero!
yeah. And that's how it become. Like I say, it was like the English against the Americans at one point, but then there was Americans that were way on my side, but so many people, in the UK were like, but they had to be, it's like, yeah, online, boot me off if you can see that I'm being obvious that it's me, obviously cover up. I'm never going to be upset with anyone that I know booting me off because it's a cover. Because they used to tell me they would have these host meetings in a special world, and one of them sent me the world. So the only host got sent the world. The guy who actually made the world sent me a copy of it. So then I used to be able to, via this coding, instead of be stood on the floor with all the rest of them, I would be like 1,000 miles up in the sky. So you couldn't see me, you couldn't see the name tag or anything like that. But I would see the whole chat, and I could chat in it if I wanted to as well. But I'd just sit there, and they'd have these host meetings, which would have shit all about me on there, like, and as usual, if you see, Creating Havoc or Ganja Man, any of these accounts, boot on site, and that's when I used to sort of go on there as boss. And like, yeah, you've made me boss now. Then boot on site.
Yeah.
The internet is wonderful and terrifying at the same time.
Oh yeah.
It is.
When I say I've seen all sides of it, I've been on all sides of it, so I know exactly what's going. So nowadays when people do trolling stuff and that, it's like I spent fucking years doing that shit, and I couldn't be bothered to do. If someone thinks I've been accused before of like, oh, that's probably Rob Random being a troll on here or something, and it's not me. I've got two accounts. I've got that live stream investigator account, which I wind people up with at times, and my Rob Random account, and that's it. That's my two names.
You've done it with me.
Yeah, I've done it with everyone that I know, but I tell you, don't I? I don't troll you for like months or anything like that.
No, it's like
have a laugh.
Something to do with YouTube. You have done so and so, and I'm like, I read it and I think, I know who that is. That ain't real. It's Mr. Random, as per usual.
I've caught out so many people with it. I go onto their lives before. Everyone that was basically new to doing lives, then I'll suddenly go on and like, it's been reported that this content on here has gone against YouTube guidelines, and I've got the YouTube
I
logo.
hope
And
you
then
haven't.
live
That happened
streaming
to me once.
Investigator.
It wasn't you, was it?
What was that?
I said that happened to me once. It wasn't you, was it?
If it was live stream investigator, it was me.
Well, just don't be doing it to me.
It weren't you that sent them bonking people on my line, were it?
No, this is it. This is it.
You missed it.
Oh
missed it.
my God.
I heard about it, I think, from
I
Kevin.
know.
I
I
mean,
came
they
in
talked
just
about
after
it.
you got rid of it in the
She panicked that much, Rob. She thought she got rid of it off StreamYard, but it was still on YouTube.
But
And
what
I
happened?
was watching it.
Did you get porn bombed?
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
Big
What,
style.
so someone had come on and showed a picture.
No,
Oh.
they were doing it.
It
Oh.
was action. Doggy
The
style.
actions, but they had nice curtains and a nice duvet.
I have seen
it
that a
come
couple
off
of
YouTube
times
now?
on YouTube lives. Usually
Uh,
ones that are aggro channels or whatever.
Well, I put it up on full screen by accident.
Oh,
It wasn't nice for Annie to see that.
Annie, I see a little twitch just there when you lie, and I swear I see that eyebrow twitching then.
I
By
was.
accident.
I
I,
was
She
really
was,
tears. I
oh,
was-
Rob, she was distraught.
Honest, if fair enough,
it's
if it had
horrible.
been
It's
me,
not nice
that's
because it
different.
can get your channel
not-
banned and everything.
But not for Annie to see. She were upset. She were proper
She
upset. She
really
didn't
was.
Yeah,
get off
it-
for
I mean,
ages.
that's the worst thing you can do to someone on YouTube. You know, literally, I've seen it done because someone wants a channel bashed, taken down, and yeah, literally anything like that. It's like some people have done it before with the. So if I stop my cam, and like the picture there, then I have a dick pic or something there, and and they've done it like that. But yeah, I've only ever seen one person actually doing a live.
Oh,
And they were actually, all you see was a camera down and there, hey, and it was like, oh, well, who's
God, I have no idea who did it, but if
But
I
then
had-
you panic,
It's
you
not
panic
nice
then
when
because you're
people
trying to
do things
switch
like
them
that.
off.
Well, yeah, I got it up on full screen. I thought, well, you pissing idiot. And I couldn't get it. I was struggling. I thought I got it off. Mandy says, no, Annie, it's still playing on YouTube. I says, oh, my God.
Got me cat. Got me phone. But
Yeah,
it
not
was
good.
nice for it,
It's
No,
funny
it-
now,
it-
but it wasn't funny then.
No.
It's
No,
one of those things,
no.
like you say, yeah, in a way it's funny, but the implications of it and what it can do to your channel and everything, it's not. And,
Yeah.
there is, you do get, it's not like it's, Annie's running a, channel that's an age-restricted channel. It could be kids on there or someone watching thinking it's all right because, the kids in the background or something.
I put on all mine. It's not child related, and then I don't get into any trouble for that.
No,
I mean,
that's it. That's it.
any kid could watch my videos, apart from me lives on a Monday night, where you get occasional person that says F-bomb and all that, and it don't matter. I mean, and they make little quirky
Any video that you put up, including lives, as long as you don't swear in the first 30 seconds, the rest of it's fair game. Then after that, it's fair game. Your videos, unless it's anything like hate speech or or someone takes offence to it, or whatever, even with the advertising and that, when you go on and you're monetized, then if you want to monetize that video, then you have to put in whether it's got swearing in it or whether it's got nudity in it or it's got offensive things in it or something that someone could take offense to and all that. But the swearing one, you could put, it's got frequent swearing and stuff in it, and it doesn't affect it. It's still okay for all advertisers because, any live streams or anything, as long as you don't swear in the first 30 seconds and you haven't got swear words in your thumbnail, you're allowed. Once 30 seconds is up, then F-bombs all you like. And it doesn't affect your video or anything.
Yeah.
So
But
that
I had
means
to
I
read
can go
into
on and I
swearing
can be
ones.
nice. I can be nice for 30 seconds and then tell everybody to fuck off.
Pretty much.
Jackie.
That made your day, Auntie Jackie. You're right happy.
Love it. Love it.
Oh my God.
That's pretty much the beginning of my live stream. I usually mess up and do it within 30 seconds, to be fair. I'm like, all right, you bunch of wankers. How you doing? Oh, no, hang on. Oh, yeah.
You mean you say you can't even stop swearing for 30 seconds? That's bad.
I've been very good today so far, I think.
You
Yeah.
have,
No.
actually.
I mean, I'm trying. You know, sometimes, you know,
Harry's
ladies
every
present.
word. Harry's every other word is a swear word. And I look at it and say, what are you swearing for? I like to swear, he says. That were it. That were answer I got. So I thought, fair enough.
Well, they say the most creative and cleverest people swear a lot. And, you know, because you do get people saying, oh, can't you think of anything else to say? You know, and it's like, fuck no. You know, that.
He just shut me up straight away by saying, I like to swear. I thought, fair enough. That were it.
I've noticed that a lot of these metal detectors are going on that auditing thing.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Mad. It is fun. I do like drama channels as such, or channels that get a lot of drama. I used to go and see this channel, this guy in America, and I see a post up on some site, basically the most trolled man on YouTube, and I thought, I've got to go and have a look at this and see how much he does get trolled. And he's what's his name? He's a life coach. Right, so he'll teach you how to find that right woman, find that right job, and on it, if he ain't got a job and he ain't got a woman and he hasn't really had one, sort of thing.
You teach me to find mistakes.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You'd be lucky. But he used to do these. He'd be walking. It'd be like walking with Eli. Eli something or whatever his name is. But yeah, I went on there, and he would have like 75 dislikes within the first few minutes.
Oh my
And that's a lot. And then you'd have all these trolls coming on, giving him shit. And then you had other people that liked him that were a bit weird. And the stuff that he's got. And he ended up pretty much blocking everyone and anything. And you had to be a mod to be able to talk on his thing, on his chat bit and everything. But then there was other channels that would restream his live while he's on live, and then they'd be all chatting about him in the chat thing. It was fucking mental. It was absolutely mental. I mean, he's the most hated person on YouTube. He had about 8,500 subs, which I think he brought a lot of them and stuff. You know what I mean? There's all.
Can you actually buy subbies?
Huh?
Can you actually buy subbies?
Yeah.
Is it a real thing?
Yes.
I can't even get my comments to work, never mind buy subbies.
You can buy subs. You can buy comments. You can buy shares. You can buy likes. You can buy dislikes.
That would be really good, Jackie.
Everything for all the different social platforms. You can buy from 50 that you'll get within a few days to thousands. And then you can buy package deals where you'll get thousands of subscribers, thousands of likes, and and it's all
How
done.
the hell do people actually know how to do that?
Well, you just go to a website and buy it.
Oh my word!
It's been around
but does it actually count on your channel?
Yes.
Right, can you explain to Jackie, right? Because sometimes you can put a comment on videos, and then sometimes you can't.
Then she's put it's made for kids because you can't comment on videos made for kids.
My videos are made for kids, but people still can comment on mine.
Yeah.
I put in, when I'm uploading my video, I put in allow comments. And then whenever I go and check it the day it goes live, it says disable all comments.
Yes, but
is
your video suitable for children or not? if you
My
say
videos
it's
are
not
not
for
suitable for
children,
children.
then they'll allow you comment. But you can't comment if it's for kids.
No, but Mum, these videos
That's
are
right,
not
isn't it,
done
Rob?
for children.
Yeah, that's you can comment on them. It's
Yeah,
if it's
if they're
made.
not dubbed for children.
Yeah, if it's made for children,
would
if
say
you click
you're
that
allowed
one, that
children.
it's safe, then you won't be able to comment on it.
I don't click
You've
that
got to
one.
have not safe for
I
children.
click not made for children. It's not suitable for children. Or whatever the fuck it
Go.
is.
You could also, if you're in studio, you could also go into your settings, and there is sub settings, and like you will have a default setting for what will come up on how your videos will go out. So you can go and like preset stuff. So when you do put a video up, it comes up certain things. So now on there's a comment bit as well.
No.
We'll have a go and see.
Do
Sure,
you-
we can but try.
When you put it on and you put your video on, and it comes up where you put in your description, and you go down, and then do you go to the show more? Do you press
Yes.
the show more button so you do see the rest? Because there is the comment thing down the bottom as well as
Yes.
that. Make
I
sure
click-
that's set on. All comments are allowed. That be in your other settings as well. It's like they will filter your comments, or like do stuff like that. So check all those settings.
See, I've checked all that. I've nearly put a computer through the wall. I'm tempted, Except for this one's new, so I better not do it yet. I should have done it with the old one. That would have released my frustration.
It will be one stupid little setting somewhere, and it's just finding it. And it could be. It's like I'm banned from one of the detecting shows. Is the Big Detecting Show on a Thursday, and my Rob Random account is banned on there because I got blocked by mistake when they had a troll on there, and that thing of like the chat went past, so he clicked block on the wrong one, sort of thing, that I was the next comment, and so it blocked me. And now I've done this to a woman called Val, right, on I think I was modding on Sifter's show, so it weren't on my own show or anything, and I accidentally blocked her. But then when I went into like my moderator bit and that in YouTube, she wasn't blocked in there. Her name wasn't in the blocked bit, and it was like, but I still couldn't see her on anybody else's streams or anything like that. Eventually, I found how to unblock her, and I had to tell them how to do it to me, but they still can't because they're thick bastards. It was in my Google account. I had to go into my Google account and the settings in there, not my YouTube account, and it had somehow my Google account had fucking blocked her.
Oh
Try
my
that,
word.
Jackie. Try
What?
your Google account.
Okay.
Yeah, check your settings in your Google account as well, because it interacts with things like YouTube and that, and
Right. I'll
It's
try
good.
that. That's my next option.
it won't work, but it'll keep her busy.
Oh, that's not nice.
But if it does work, she'll be so chuffed.
Well, I might even like you then.
Oh, I hope she might even like you.
Not in going to fly to America kind of way.
Who lives in America?
I was just
Where
going
the
to
fuck he lives?
Yeah, got foggiest, have you?
No. I just swore there.
Are you down south?
Did
You
you?
see, you missed it.
I never even heard you.
You missed it. I got away
Sounds so natural out of your mouth that you don't notice it.
with it.
It's people who don't swear much when they say things, and they say "fuck" in a really weird way. It's like "fuck." One car.
You're supposed to say 4-foot snakes.
What?
What?
4-foot snakes.
4-foot snakes.
4-foot snakes.
4-foot snake.
instead of me.
Oh, instead of for fuck's sake. Oh, right.
I didn't say that.
For fuck's sake, you wanted to.
No, I don't. I don't swear very often, do I, girls?
No.
Yeah, but when you do, you don't have tickler.
I have dropped an F-bomb every now and again, but it's not often.
It's not very often you hear Annie swear.
No.
I find that I do find it hilarious when people who don't swear do swear. It's like my mum don't swear, but you drop something in the kitchen or something. It's like, her worst is usually just bugger. But when I hear her say shit or something, and like very,
I said that. I said shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But very seldom would she ever say fuck or anything like that. And it's like I swear like a trooper. Obviously,
I don't swear around my grandson at all, ever. The minute he goes home, I'm swearing again. It's weird.
Does he swear around you?
No, he's only 9. He better bloody not.
It's like my daughters will, you know what I mean? Especially my eldest daughter, she's like, I would never, ever swear in front of grandma and granddad. And I'm there just like, fuck's sake, mum, this crackling ain't very fucking crackly, is it? Fucking load of shit. And my mum tried with the soap when I was younger, but I've always sworn. I've got Tourette's, obviously, so it's a medical condition. So now on, YouTube, you can go fuck yourself because it don't matter because I've got a medical condition. So that's how I put it. When I was publicly sponsored by a company, which I'm unofficially sponsored by.
Why?
And the reason was the owner of the company was getting phone calls, and one bloke particular phoned up and had spent thousands with him or whatever, and he's like, I'm a good customer and that. And I come into my front room and this Rob Random, you know what I mean, is on there effing and blinding, and my 7-year-old son's watching it and learning all this swearing. And it was like, well, if you don't know it by 7, he's obviously a little twat anyway, isn't he? But yeah, I'm disgusted that you sponsor this, foul-mouthed bloke or whatever. And it was like that was one of the calls anyway. So he got regular calls of people like, well, why'd you sponsor this person that swears, these proper Karens? And I said to him, like, well, for one thing, someone, on YouTube shouldn't be younger than 13 years old because you're not allowed on YouTube to have an account if you're under 13 years old, unless it's, one of these new kid ones or whatever. But this was before then. So what's he doing? Letting his kid watch the internet and YouTube when, you know what I mean? It could have been a lot bloody worse that he watched than me swearing in the field going, oh, Christ, look, it's another fucking shotgun shell, buff over the shoulder. All my stuff's pretty jokey, all my videos and that. I'm having a laugh. I get told off by people when I don't swear on my videos. They're like, where's all the swearing gone? What was you, in a nunnery or something? Or what, And I'm like, well, I tried.
Too quiet.
Yeah.
He does try not to swear.
I can't win either way. I'm expected to.
Yeah.
People who have had me on their lives for interviews or whatever.
I think most metal detecting guys, when they're all together, they all swear, and it doesn't come over as swearing. It don't come over as offensive at all. In fact,
well, there's swearing, isn't there? If you're having a go at someone and swearing, it's offensive. But if you're just generally chatting and being descriptive, I can say the F word. Probably, I even thought about this just a minute ago. So I could do a stream about this. Is like explaining to Americans how I can say fuck 30 times, but in every single time it means it in a different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be a different sort of like, oh fuck and fuck and fucking. Same word. But
I think it's how you say it.
Yeah, of course it is.
How you say it.
How you say it, how your face is with it, if you've got context with it, if it's in a sentence, or if you're saying it about someone against saying it about something, or or
the Americans the tech was very offensively.
Well, like I say, some people are like, oh, it shows unintelligence if you swear a lot. It's like, no, you're being able to use a word in multiple ways, in so many descriptive ways that people straight away then get a feeling for, you know, what you're trying to get over to them, whether you're passionate about something or not so passionate about something.
Yeah.
And you can say it in the same word, but in a different way, and it, you know, most people will get it. We ain't got any Americans in here at the moment, have we?
No.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Danielle.
Danielle.
I'm
But I
not
don't think
I'm not dissing Americans, but yeah, they can get offended. Probably not as much as the Canadians. Canadians, I seem to offend a lot. There's not many Canadians that I get on with. Marlon is number one Canadian.
Marlon's all right.
Marlon's sound as a pound, but he's got such a British humour himself, and he's a nutcase. He's eccentric. He's you know, a proper British
Party
Canadian.
on, Garth.
Yeah, a minute. You know what I mean? I know for a fact that is Keanu Reeves, and he's just catfishing us all.
Yeah.
Carry on, no worries about me. Right, I'll slag off Americans now. Right. Okay. But there's a lot of Americans that do get our
Hiya, Emma. How you
humour.
doing? lovely?
Hello.
I mean, people that have helped like that is probably Gervais. You know what I mean? Ricky Gervais. You think of him at the Golden Globes, and that's probably the first time a lot of people have seen him doing his sort of humour. And he lives or lived in the same sort of town as me. You know, Reading boys, and you know, he was a Whitley boy, which is where my parents are from. You know, it's the other side of Reading from me. And
Did you say Whitby?
Whitley.
Did you
Not
say
Whitby.
Whitby? Rob?
Huh?
No, not Whitby.
Oh,
Whitley.
I thought you said
I-
Whitby
I-
then. Whitley.
I
then.
said Whitley.
Whitley. Whitley Water. A Whitley Water.
I thought you said Whitby. Sorry, it was my mistake.
Not a problem. Not, I can't talk at the best of times. Forget to open my lips when I'm
That's
actually
what
saying
people say
something.
about me.
I'm just going to put some heat in my cup of coffee. I'm not been in there. Not been a minute, perhaps.
That's such a nice way to say you're going for a piss break. Look, I know what it's like in the WI. You know, all you ladies are of a certain age where
Skills.
I'm not saying tenor ladies or nothing, but you know, tenor ladies. And when ladies of certain age say, "Oh God, I nearly pissed myself laughing," it means you did piss yourself laughing, didn't you?
Not me. I'm not there.
Have you never had a dribble when you've laughed so hard?
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes. I
You
will
know, you're
admit.
such a liar, guy.
I can do my pelvic floor while I'm sat talking to you.
I had to have an operation for it.
See, you're just not the sort of woman I'd want riding me and then coughing. She'd rip it off, wouldn't she? Jesus Christ! Oh my God! Sorry. Bring the chat right down.
God, Ali's not there. Oh, she's back.
Now
I'm
that's
going to be
Annie.
tomorrow with the coffee. Perhaps. Oh, she's
Right, you washed your hands.
No, I only stepped there. It's just there, my kitchen, and I've just poured me coffee. I made it a bit too hot now. I can't drink it. Let it cool down again.
Oh, I see Emma's on. Hiya, Emma.
Hi,
She's
Emma.
finally back online.
Hi,
It's been nearly
Emma.
2 weeks now without the internet.
Emma.
Oh, I bet that was bliss, to be honest.
No, I went crackers
Nice
just
to
that
see you.
I've been Friday and Saturday.
I don't know how you would survive without the internet now.
It's like mobile phones, isn't it?
Yeah.
But one
That
time
man
we never
is
used
wrong.
to have mobile phones. Now we don't know whether we could do without them.
I know. We
Thing
all
is-
I would lost
expect
without
this
mine.
We all expect this instant contact now, you know. There's no waiting like the way you had to wait and go home and get your ma's landline on phone.
Well, look how random this is with all
Yeah.
6 of us sat in here chatting away. Otherwise, you'd be, you know, either on your own or just the other half or something. But it's like we are down the WI, which happens to be the bingo hall, and also it's got its old sports club bar, so we get cheaper drinks. You know, like the old days. The local community centre. This is what the internet and live streaming has become about now, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing in maintenance parts, but then, you know,
Giving people
what happens
coffee,
if
isn't
someone
it?
walks in the club and they're a complete dickhead? It's everyone's like, oh God, here we go. And you're going to get them. That's a lovely cat, Annie.
Isn't she?
Beautiful.
It's a meow.
Poor
Hiya,
Poppy.
puppy.
Which dummy?
Hiya, puppy.
Yeah.
Puppy. Hello, puppy. I love it when dogs do that. You're gorgeous, aren't you, puppy? Yes, you are.
She's 85, and I've never
Very
heard
good
a
dog, you know,
howl.
Rob.
Never heard a howl. She barks, but she's never howled.
Yeah, you see, when they
Me
do,
dad-
most dogs don't howl a lot, you know, as such, apart from some annoying ones, I suppose.
Dad
But
had a Springer Spaniel, and whenever
It's huskies that howl, isn't it?
there were one
yeah, Springers howl every now and again.
what did you call him that used to sing Tiptoe Through the Tulips?
I remember the original talking dog with sausages, sausages.
My dad had a dog that used to howl when he was singing. Oh, Tiny Tim, when he was singing Tiptoe, ukulele, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Oh my God, that dog used to howl. Well, that's the first one we ever had. God.
See, that would have been a
It's
brilliant
that howlers,
TikTok or
aren't
whatever nowadays, isn't it? With all those sort of things, or a short, whatever, all the animal ones. Christ.
Short. In fact, it's annoying me when I go on to YouTube now and it's all shorts. I'm saying there's no to watch because it's all bloody shorts and you can't get into. It's not meaty to get into watching.
I do. I mean, this is the thing. We have got an attention span nowadays of a few seconds before, because we've got so much choice.
Yeah.
We will flip through things. So I do like the shorts that I can flip through, and I see stuff that I don't normally watch, sort of thing, on there, just a clip of it, or some of the comedy stuff and things like that. But yeah, it's so quick to go through without, you know what I mean, and you'll find something eventually that you're like, oh, I'll go and have a look at that channel or something. But yeah, I quite like them, to be fair. I've put out quite a few now, and you do get some amazing amount of hits on them within. It's like literally YouTube will take your short and bang it onto people's news feeds all over YouTube for about an hour or something, and you'll get like 1,000 views, and then all of a sudden it takes it off of it, and then bang, you'll stick at about 1,000 views, maybe a few more sort of thing, but nothing like the first sort of like 24, 48 hours.
Yeah.
You'll suddenly get all these views, and one of the crappiest little shorts I put out, and it was finding a squid on the beach. And I meant it as finding a quid on the beach, but put squid in there. And yeah, within 2 days, it had like 2.5K sort of like views. And I'm like, and it was really shit because it was off of a live stream. So it was really pixelated and really crap. And it's like, it was like, oh, I'll just do that clip and put it out there. And yeah, I was amazed.
I haven't done a short, mate.
It would be perfect for
No, I mean,
doing the crafts. They would be really popular if you've literally
well, you do sports,
get
man.
your video of doing something and chop it into super quick bits. Basically, every time, there's a little tip for you if you're going to do sort of like videos, you know, or shorts or any videos. What keeps people's attention is for about 3 seconds. You watch any film, right? It can be the same thing, but it's got to be a different angle every 3 seconds, or a different view of it, or into another scene. Every film or whatever, you generally get 3-second chops or less, or a little bit more. Not, you know what I mean? The only time you'll get sort of 10 seconds is a big, long, flowing one going into a town or something, you know, something with a bit of music or something like that. But even then, you'll get the same thing chopped about, that it's different camera angles. So if you're doing your picture in your cards and doing certain bits of it, it's like, right, okay, first of all, you do this. And so you've got it literally on that. And then the next bit of it, put the camera on the other side and do the next section, sort of thing. And then when you put it on your video editor, you literally chop it so short on those bits. And you do like 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. So you get all this sort of different parts. So you know, what's 60 seconds you get. So you'll get 20 different shots. So if you've got 20 things you have to do on a card, perfect. And literally from start to finish. And these shorts seem to be, if you watch them, they loop continuously. So if you can get the start that matches the end as such, sort of thing, that you've got a bit, then it automatically loops, and people go through it again, and then they watch it several times as such, because it's sort of like, oh, you know, that was interesting or good, and they keep it rolling. And if they go away and make a cup of tea, that clip will just keep going over and over and over again. It's like getting the music right.
You could manage shorts quite easy, Mandy, because a lot of your videos are 5 minutes making cards, because you've got everything set out. So I think it would be quite easy for you to do a short.
I might have a go.
Because you like to keep your card making down to about 5 minutes, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad idea, Mandy.
It's a case of, with a short, because it's portrait, then if you did it on your phone and edited it on your phone, that's fine. What I have to do, I do the video of I just basically take shorts from videos that I've done. So I'll get the bit of video, and the thing is, with a short, you have to try and keep whatever you're watching in the middle. Otherwise, you know, if you've got it off to the edge at all, like on here where my hands are, you won't see my hands at all. You'll just see my face on the short. If you have it as a full screen short, which is what you want. If you have it so it's like a little video in the middle of your screen on a phone, people don't watch them because it's so tiny.
Yeah.
So you have it that it's full screen. So when you video stuff, then, you know, keep that in mind and make sure it's set, what you're wanting to see is dead center of your screen. If you're doing it on like a GoPro or using other types of footage. And then I use this program called Veej, VEEJ.com, which is an online one where you go there, put your footage on, and then you can change the format. So then it's something like TikTok format or Shorts format.
Yeah.
So, and then I load that one onto there, and I've already edited it on my program on air anyway. So put it onto there and then export it out, and then it's a short, and it's obviously, you know, 60 seconds or less, and it automatically
That takes a hell of a lot of patience.
Yeah, you've got to enjoy making videos, I think, to be bothered to make videos, you know what I mean? But it is, once you do it and then you see, you know, watch other shorts and see how they chop it, you know, literally like a little cooking one or whatever, to get that in 60 seconds to cook pasta bake or something. You sort of do it in such a way, like, oh, chopped onions, chopped, you know, boom, pasta's cooked, boom, you know, and people do take it in because it's it keeps you interested because it's changed the view instead of it just being one camera angle. It depends what it is, but it's if you do chop it about, it seems to get the view.
So when you make them shorts, right? Can you pause it?
When you what?
Do you know when you're doing them shorts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you like do a bit and pause it?
Yeah, I would have thought so. I don't, you know, if you're using your phone's actual sort of like editor or one of the editing programs, then
Or do you have to take a photo at one section and a photo at the next section and a photo?
Well, that's it. You would generally, if you're going to do a chopped up sort of one, it'd be fine if you could do everything within 60 seconds in one shot. You go. But because you're going to chop out all the bits where you're like, right, well, you know, I've got to grab this over here, or whatever. You're taking all that out. You're literally just showing the initial things to do. You need to be able to get all those bits of film and chop them all together.
I don't edit.
It's a new skill you would need to do. I think you can do it via YouTube now. So if you've got a video up on YouTube, you can go to a part of it and make a short from it via YouTube. But I haven't done it myself. So I do all my editing on an editing program and everything. So, you know, I don't. But I know people, you can do that. It's something they've just come out with, like make a short, go on YouTube and make a short. And I think you can go to one of your videos, go through it and either chop bits out and put it in. So it might be a case of taking one of your instructional videos and doing it via that so that you could go to the bit where it's showing something, chopping it, and then doing a voiceover for the whole thing. So you're explaining, you know, you wouldn't have to have whatever you're saying in the background on the video. You could blank all that out and put a edit voice over the top of it. There you go. But you know what I mean? I know I've just taught someone how to do a load of editing and stuff, and now they are hooked.
Because I've got editing suite for my camera, and then Mark sent me the. Let me have a look. I will come back. I've got that. Wondershare.
Okay. I haven't used that.
My editing suite for my camera, but I've never done it.
Well, I would try the one that comes with your camera, because that sounds like an editing suite, which, once you know, it's like any program and every program that's out there for every type of thing that you can do on the internet. Generally, at the top you have tabs, and it'd be like, you know, there'd be an edit one, or there'd be a save one, or, you know, there'd be sort of like various things and instructions. You go through it, you look at the, you know, you just got to read it all and like remember where certain things are when you do start playing with different settings and stuff.
I write it down. When I figure out how to do something, I write it down.
Yeah.
That's it. And then when you suddenly learn, you know, I've had programs that I used to do music on, and then I've been doing music on them for years, and then suddenly found something on there that takes me usually hours to do, but it was an automated thing or something, and it was like, why didn't I know about that like 2 years ago? And, you know, you do learn stuff on, you know.
Well, that's what was happening with me. I'd do a video and I'd upload it onto my computer, and it was taking forever, like well over it. But 8-minute video was taking well over an hour, and it was just something I did, and my videos like that now. Why didn't I have? You know, I never even looked at that, whatever it was, and
yeah. Oh yeah, when you find things like that, I mean, Christ, I remember like downloading films way back in the day from LimeWire or whatever, like old download programs. Like this is something you can still download films and everything, and you have to go on the dark web as such and download them in sections and or whatever it is. I haven't done it for a long time. Not with all the streaming services and YouTube and that nowadays. It's like, Christ, the little yucky mans that come along with their dodgy DVDs and stuff. That's all disappeared now because it's like, well, you just get it online. Where they used to get it from, and then copy them and then flog them to people for a couple of quid.
Cardboard.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, the latest film, only in the cinema. Nowadays, they have to pretty much put it on within a couple of months of being in the cinema. They need the revenue, you know.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Is he taking?
People don't go to the cinema the way they used to. They're there so they don't move from the anymore.
No, that's it. Cinemas have just got really good as well. The one near me, they got those proper recliner, big sofa sort of thing. And like, you know, you got loads of room and
yeah, got that now.
And then and then after obviously with the infectious
diseases,
I love going to the cinema.
You used to be able to go to the cinema for a couple of quid. Now it costs you nearly the price.
I used to get dropped off. Me and my sister used to get dropped off.
And buy sweets and Coke
at the our local cinema that was along the Oxford Road in Reading, which for donkey's years now has been a snooker hall. Obviously, big open place, so yeah, you could play snooker in there. I suppose they had loads of tables and that in there, but it used to be the cinema would get dropped off on a Saturday morning, I think it was. There was like Saturday kids show or something that went on until the afternoon.
Oh.
What's Annie found?
Something like
25p or something for like 4 or 5 hours. And some of the stuff that they showed on there, you know, like sort of from stuff in Egypt or whatever with a talking camel and weird, you know, all sorts of different cartoons and stuff. But yeah, it'd just be riotous in there with just, you know, several hundred kids.
Last time I went to the cinema, there was these 2 young teenagers behind me, and they wouldn't shut up, and I turned around and told them to shut the F up.
This is why I stopped going to the cinema. People eating, drinking, all this sort of thing. You're trying to watch, and then you've got a couple of people behind you like crunch, 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 and it's like, I'm going to fucking get up and literally
there's somebody
kill
taller
that
than you in the front seat.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I'm pretty much like Jackie. I will be vocal about it.
Yeah.
I usually sit there and don't even turn around, and it's like the last few times it's been with my kids or whatever. But yeah, I have sat there and just like, if that motherfucker does not shut up, I'm going to go fucking ape shit.
You see, my husband would sit there and say nothing. That does my head in.
Oh, they look yummy. Are they cookies?
No.
I make some bloody Christmas cookies, woman. I'm hungry.
I don't bake cookies ever. I bake cake. You like them? Little
They're quite cool.
I was just going to say, is that wavefront?
Has he got eyes?
It will have when I've stuck them on. I've not done them yet.
I don't bloody show them to me half done and expect a compliment. It's like Santa's blind.
He's showing you. I mean, it makes no odds whether they like them or not. You know, I don't. Why would you think that would bother me?
They're beautiful, beautiful blind little
They're
Santas.
rubbish, actually. They're not as good as the proper one, but they're all right for a first attempt.
At least I knew what they were.
Yeah. They're just little.
I didn't say they were wonky. That's the wonkiest Christmas cracker I've ever seen.
It's just if you want to give a gift card to somebody.
I
just
you
saw
know, that's something.
Yeah, I have a go, but
we had similar things like that swinging from the Christmas tree.
Yeah, no good me getting any. I've made them to put my 2 grandsons who are 19 and 17 years old to put the Christmas money in. But the little envelope that I put the money in won't fit in there. It's too big, so they're not getting them now. I might have to put a bit of chocolate in to give lads. They take it as good for they're 8 good lads. Yeah.
As long as they look after our Annie, that's all good. Strapping lads. Any aggro? Someone gives you any aggro? Gets on your nerves?
Oh, no, Adam had run a mile from aggro. He just doesn't do aggro at all.
They might know someone that won't.
Tom, youngest, he would. He'd get stuck in, but Adam, he's lovely. He's such a lovely lad. He wouldn't get into any better. But if you expect either at grandkids to get in any kind of trouble, it's going to be Tom. Because he don't fear danger at all. I mean, they both won trophies for
He's going to have a great childhood and teenage and into his 20s and 30s.
To be one of your hated dentists. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a dentist.
Good money, innit?
Well, I think he'd be better off as a lawyer or a doctor. Maybe.
Thing is, with the doctor thing, you know what I mean? Even with a dentist, I mean, you could generally, if you fuck up, you fuck someone's tooth up or something, it's not life-ending sort of thing. It's like my niece is doing the maternity sort of like nurse.
Oh, midwifery.
That's it. And she's in her last year, but she's sort of like still in a bit of two minds with it, and I can understand why. I don't know if it is her reason, but it's literally, you've got, you know, every job you do has got probably a baby and a mother's life in your hands as such. It's a fuck lot of responsibility, and if it goes wrong or if something's wrong, that's you know, you've got to be able to blank that out. Same as with being a doctor. You know,
yeah, well, the thing is, though, if we hadn't got these people like midwives and doctors, where would we be?
Oh, exactly. But you know, for me personally, I don't think I could do that type of work, or you know, a doctor, nurse, or anything.
Big responsibility.
Yeah.
I used to work in the NHS with mothers and babies, and it is a big responsibility, and especially now when there's so many things that can go wrong, and there's so many people who are just not very nice parents. It's scary that potentially you've got a child's life in your hands, and you've got to react in a certain way, otherwise you're terrified you're going to miss something.
Yeah.
You know,
I think as she's got a bit older, I think what she say she'll be, I don't know, about 20, 21 sort of thing. I think she is. So, you know, you get to that sort of age, you start realising things a bit more. I mean, she's delivered babies and that, and that's what she's doing at the moment, sort of thing. Is
it's a very rewarding job, Rob.
Sorry?
But it's not very rewarding wages.
It's a very rewarding job.
Yeah. Oh, I think, you know, she enjoys it, but for some reason she's sort of like not sure whether she's going to. I mean, if she has a year off and then goes back to it, she's thinking of doing something like that, possibly. But at the same time, this is her last year that she's in at the moment, so this has been going on for a while, a few months, sort of thing. So, and she hasn't been well of late, so that's sort of like hindered her a little bit. But she's still doing it, and I hope she just finishes
it's a very stressful job as well.
Even if she doesn't go into that, but she finishes it and gets it. She could go back up to 5 years, I think it is, and finish off the course. But yeah, she has gone through the delivery process and that, but not as much as some of the other girls that she's that are doing it on a course or whatever. But yeah, when I thought about it, and I was like, and every job, you know, I used to be in printing and designing that, and I'd mess up a job, and I'd feel bad about that. Of like, shit, I've put the wrong phone number on this geezer's business card. But you know, it's a case of I can go back and correct that mistake.
Yeah.
Not when I've like, oh shit, I've dropped it. You know, you can't correct that sort of mistake, can you? So yeah.
You're a plonker. I dropped it.
I like you, Jackie. You've got a sick sense of humour.
She has. Jackie has.
I can tell. It's like, yeah. Dee Dee just looked disappointed at me. It's like, you know.
Naughty, Dee.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Lisa said, it's one of those things, a lot of responsibility, and I think that's in the whole of the healthcare sort of industry.
You can understand why they're on about striking.
Oh, I mean, I've been in private hospitals and I've been in a lot of public hospitals as such, and the difference, and like chatting to nurses in like private hospital that have worked in the NHS for say the last 20 years or something, but then swapped over to a private one that's virtually over the road from the main hospital, because all the surgeons work in the NHS and then go over and do their private ones.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're getting paid some serious amounts of money. I mean, I know my ex paid 65 grand for a leg operation. And she could have had it on the NHS.
Yes.
And he would have done it and all, but it would have meant staying in the NHS hospital, which she'd had bad experiences with. This was all in, a car accident. So solicitors were going to be paying and all this sort of thing, but it still come out of her pocket at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But he would have earned that from the NHS for doing this op. It was the first time this particular thing was being used in the UK. It was a brand new USA invention type version of it or something. So she had like 3 ops and it hadn't fixed 5A basically. And yeah, this particular one, you used a machine on it every day that went around the leg, and it was you do 30 clicks, and that was a magnet that made the inside of this rod inside her bone come out by 1 millimeter, and so it's basically to stretch her leg back to her proper length of leg. So it was like an inch and a half that had to be sort of put back in from when she'd had these ops on it. Since it was broke, and in that one did work, but it was a new sort of thing over here, and 65 grand for one op. That's just like a general someone's hip operation sort of thing. At the end of the day, it's similar amount of work, and they get paid bucks for it. And then if you have it done private, then they get paid even more bucks for it. Or the same amount, I think, literally. It's like, why would they do it in the NHS one? I mean, one of the surgeons that dealt with, he had gone to Africa and done a lot of surgery and stuff, and, on mission type things and things, when he was like telling us, this sort of like, knew him for quite a long time, and he's a bit of an eccentric one, but he explained all surgeons are like people who've done well in woodwork and metalwork at school sort of thing, because that's what most surgery is literally sawing, chopping, hammering together, bang, 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 sew it up, job done. And it's literally woodwork and metalwork, screwing holes, drilling holes and stuff like that.
On the body, isn't it?
And it's like, in a way, you've got to be a bit of you've got to be on the borderline serial killer, haven't you, to actually enjoy doing that sort of work. Yeah, it's just simple. There's got to be something firing a little bit fucking wrong up there. It's like, oh yeah, love it. Like,
it must be frightening though if you've got that person's life in your hands.
And that's it. Anaesthetists.
They need a big ego.
I bet, Lisa, any anaesthetist that you knew when you was doing this, did you know any as such?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Me.
And you, yeah.
So I met plenty doing surgery, but no, I was in the community.
They were just, they probably had their own community completely away from everything and everyone else, and they were nuts. The women that, you know what I mean, before you'd have your pre-op or whatever, and then you get taken into the room, and the shit that they sort of like say, because they know you're not going to fucking remember, or think you're not going to remember, because you're just suddenly going to be knocked out. And it's like, you're a mad bunch in here, aren't you? Like, proper nutters. They're talking like stories of like, oh yeah, we was learning, we was like bang on the.
You have to have a sense of humour, because otherwise you'd just be, yeah.
Yeah.
You need to have a sense of humour when you're working in the NHS, otherwise you'll just be dress head.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you would make, because certain things would have to become like what news is nowadays. You hear of all these killings, wars, and all that, and it's like, oh yeah, whatever, been through it. You know what I mean? You know, we're desensitized to stuff. So within doing something like that, you will desensitize against certain things just for your own mental health protection, really.
Like I had a case of exploitation on a young girl, and it's hard, but it was really hard to come home and not worry about them and think, have I filled the form out properly? Have I done everything I possibly can? And then you sit wondering, is this child safe, or has she ran off again?
Yeah,
it's really hard to leave the job at home, especially when you're dealing with things like child protection.
Yeah, my eldest daughter, being the teacher, she's had to deal with certain things like that, obviously within school, and they have to, if they think something's wrong with a kid that's not saying nothing or whatever, they do have to make and she was like a teacher's helper for quite a while she was doing her sort of like degrees or whatever. So yeah, that she see the system of the school that she was in initially up in Wales was very, very, very mixed race. But it was a lot of sort of Romany gypsy families.
Yeah.
And their traditions and that can fly in the face of general public sort of like things and that. And then when, if kids were being, it's one of the things, isn't it? In the travelling community, your kids are brought up tough if they're boys, because they're supposed to be able to fight and not cry and be the tough kid. That's traditional upbringing. Simple as that.
We had a lot of because I live near Middlesbrough, so I don't live near Middlesbrough, but it's about 30 miles away from me. So that's the area that I worked in, was Middlesbrough. And there's a lot of, as I say, multi-race, but a lot of Asian families, and like Muslims and that kind of.
Yeah. Again, they got their particular rules and regulations that fly in the face of a lot of people.
Have got a lot to deal with. There's a lot of abuse amongst that culture, disciplining of children, all that kind of thing. It's really difficult. You have to almost desensitize. Well, change their culture. It's all about trying to change somebody's culture from what they're so used to.
Yeah.
Treating women with respect and that kind of thing. And it's really, we had one case of a woman who parked in one of the car parks, locked her and her kids in and set fire to the car, because she just wanted to get away from the pressure that her husband and the husband's family, because a lot of it's maternal and paternal, the woman's place is in the home. And mother-in-law looks after the kids. And
at a young age, I had quite a varied selection of friends. Like, there was one of my mates. We got in a lot of trouble together, put it that way. We did get in a lot of trouble. One of them was like Urdu Indian family.
I can't believe you get into trouble.
We had some laughs though. We had some laughs. And the other guy was white mum, Caribbean dad. So back then, which is offensive now, I think. I don't ever hardly hear it, but half caste is what it was sort of known as, in the nice way, sort of like, it's a half caste lad or something, but nowadays it'd be he's black, obviously, sort of thing, because he's got dark skin. But yeah, him and my Indian mate, we used to go around, so this would have been late 80s, and yeah, we used to get in a lot of trouble. But I knew even then the Indian family, they could drink and stuff like that, and generally were pretty much you had the industrialists and you got the farmers. So you've got two different classes of family, and the industrial families are above the farmer families. Don't matter if the farmer family is richer than the other one; it's still a class system sort of thing. And I sort of learned that, and then I went along to like a marriage, which they had to get married like 2 or 3 times basically. So they got married over here, then they'd have to get married in India as well, and to have like it's unbelievable, the family sort of situation there. But always quite a lot of cultures for some reason, girls were valued less than boys, because the boys going to continue the name or the family, this, that, and the other. The boys can make more money traditionally than what girls.
Yeah. We also have to watch out for AGM.
Who do we?
Do you know what that is?
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I think it's AGM.
What's that?
FGM.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
FGM. It's where they alter the ladies' child's parts, feminine parts. The sew them
All
up.
right. Yes.
Mutilation.
So we had to watch out for that, and we often had training about what to look for and what age to be mindful of. When a child turns a certain age in that kind of family, you had to be careful and make sure they weren't leaving the country. Because what they used to do was, when they're that age, they used to take 6 months out, take the kids over to their country of origin, have it done, and then bring them back again. Which is actually against the law. They could get. So we used to have to be so mindful of that. I found that really
horrendous.
Mad.
It's a horrible thing, Jackie. Horrible. And they do this to children from 7 to 11.
Oh, at least that sounds horrible sort of thing you have to deal with.
Yeah. So I don't work there anymore. I got to the point I couldn't cope with it. I've been in the business for 13 years, and it was just stressing me out.
Yeah.
I bet. Jesus. But that's the thing. Let's say there's only so much you can desensitize to, and this is why. I mean, it's like through that auditing community, and that there's a channel called TW Media, I think it is, and they're down at the docks all the time with all the immigrants coming in on all the different boats, or they're getting picked up out at sea by several of our big sort of Coast Guard boats and the RNLI. And I think it was literally a couple of weeks ago that a load died. They got capsized at sea or something, and hasn't happened for a while, but it was going to be bound to happen, and it has happened. And I think there was quite a few dead. But they're down at the docks filming them coming in, and like all of them, because like you've got no news channels that are showing that there's hundreds coming every day. And most of them, there's not a lot of kids. You do get the odd ones where it's like a kid or baby and that, and then you hear of stories of that's not even their kid. They've just literally brought that kid or brought it over. You know what I mean? And then you seem to have an amazing amount of young men. You know what I mean? Of sort of 17 upwards, like I say, not kids, sort of like, so getting into, they've all got fucking beards, you know what I mean? And they're all from various countries that have probably got a big beef with the UK, America, anywhere like that. And coming over from France, all on these massive dinghies that are appearing out of, because there's a lot of money to be made from this, getting people over.
Yeah.
My husband used to work in the bacon factory where we sorted out all pork meats and things like that. It was like a slaughterhouse come meat factory.
Yeah.
And then he worked in the end of the business we call dispatch, where they actually got the meat out of the factory, and he said then they would get deliveries in of different stuff. And he said the amount of times they found immigrants inside the trucks, there's a few times they've caught them and they've had to call the police out.
Yeah.
Because they were hiding behind the pallets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I watched one on TikTok the other day. The guy went in back of his wagon and he found an immigrant and he says, get out of this now. And the immigrant pulled a knife on him.
Oh my God.
The thing is though, if they're caught bringing in immigrants,
they get fined.
They get fined, but it's per person that's in the van. And I think it's something like £2,000-3,000 per person. So if they've got, say, 10 people stowed, and sometimes these drivers don't even know they're in the van.
Oh, no, most of the time. They've got their way, and if you've got a side curtain or something, they're getting that way. And I mean, at the customs, they started using quite a while back, but they're not looking for drugs and that anymore. They're putting in like sensors in that get carbon monoxide, so they know.
I've seen that.
That's a quick way of finding out if someone's in there. But don't give them time then to check for other stuff, sort of thing, and then you get that. So any drug dealer who's bringing drugs over and some immigrants jump in there, they'll probably get shot by the fucking drug dealers first of all. It's like, don't bring attention to my truck, you little bastards. But yeah, big problem with them coming over, and it's like that's.
Trouble is, it's a one man.
It's all the hotels.
If it's a man's sole business, it's a truck. Say if it was a one man van driver that's its own business, it's his truck and his business haulage, and they find anybody inside it, he might have thousands of pounds to pay and absolutely lose his business. It puts him out of business. He'll lose his truck, he loses his job. Because he don't work for anybody else. It's bad enough when you work for other people. But when it's your own and you work for yourself, I mean, we've got a guy down here that's got his own, haulage thing. He's got his own truck.
I used to do printing for a guy. Exactly the same. Had his own truck and done, his own haulage, and he gave up going abroad, and that used to be quite a lucrative one, going abroad. But the hassle.
It is.
And you get caught with people.
It was too big a chance to take.
Yeah, it's gone mad now. Absolutely mad.
Nobody in the right mind who's running a business like that on their own would take in illegal immigrants to get them in, because they know that if they get caught, you lose everything.
I mean, it's even come that it's this far, because I know a hotel in Newbury has basically shut its doors to renting out any rooms because they're full of immigrants. They're literally being paid by the government to hold, it's sort of like 60 rooms or whatever, so there'd be at least 60 immigrants in there.
Yeah, but they've been setting fire to hotels, haven't they?
Yeah, they get over here and then they moan because it's been given a hotel and money and and safety from their war that they've run away from or whatever. It's a lot of it.
They run away from that. I mean, there's a guy in Skegness runs a hotel in Skeggy, and he was offered a lot of money to empty his hotel of people and take in migrants, a lot of money. And he says, not on this world. He said, no way, I don't want it.
That's what these auditors go out and do. They go and audit these places that have got all the immigrants in these hotels.
Well, it's what they do in the rooms, but the trash place anyway, whatever. They're going in these rooms, in these hotels and trashing them because they want a house. They don't want a bloody hotel room. They want a house, a car, and a lot of money. They don't want just being shoved into a hotel. This is what they think they're going to get if they come over here.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I
they seem
mean,
to be
I
coming in their droves at the moment. You know, I was watching their stream, and you know, within a couple of hours, 2 boatloads, and there's 50 plus on each boat. You know, maybe 100 sort of thing. But yeah, they were getting in sort of 300-400 a day in the summertime. It was just absolutely right. I mean, the amount of boats that they bring in, obviously the dinghies, and there's like 20 dinghies, and then they get cleared out and taken to a warehouse, and then you know next day another 20 dinghies, and these are big dinghies that can take sort of like at least 15, 20 people each.
It showed you on news last night, all boats.
Yeah. Well, that's it. But they are literally getting taken out and taken to a warehouse. And I mean, I even did hear in the early times of it that some of these boats were magically appearing with more people on them. So the same boat was being seen twice.
Well, yeah, because sending them back and being brought back again.
Yeah, somebody's been flogging them, but there is literally warehouses full of deflated. You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like evidence or whatever as well. You know, they have to do whatever process with it. But it's like after the boats I see, and it's like I used to have a thing, you know what I mean, a inflatable rip. We used to go out on down the coast, and it's like, oh wow, look at the engine on that one. Oh, that one would be cool. Like, can I just come down and sort of like, you know, you've got to take these in. Can I just have that for 50 quid? You know, it goes towards the cost. Okay. My new boat. I'll be down to 10.
Anymore.
I'm going to get a warm drink, guys. I'm freezing.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get something to eat. Actually, it's got to be breakfast time nearly.
Yay!
Andy, are you diamond painting?
Hey,
I'm
what?
looking at my phone.
I just dropped my mouse.
Hey,
I'm looking at my phone.
are you diamond painting? Oh, one year I thought you were diamond painting.
TikTok.
Anyway, ladies, it's been emotional and lovely.
Yes, thanks for
Chatting to you all.
Bye, Rob.
See you later,
You
Rob.
take
Merry
care.
Christmas.
Yes, happy Christmas to you all.
Yes, Merry
Have a
Christmas.
great one. Sure, see you somewhere around there
Yeah.
online.
Yeah, see you soon.
Love you all.
Bye.
Take care.
Now we've got a quiz
Got rid of him quick.
to Rob.
Love you, Rob. Bless him.
He's a nice man.
Yeah,
He's really a nice person to talk
he's a
to.
genuine bloke. I mean, he is a
Yes.
genuine bloke.
What you see is what you get. You either
swears
like it
too
or you
much.
ain't.
Down to earth. He is down to earth.
I'll
No airs
be
and
back
graces.
short. Are you staying on a bit longer?
No, I'm going to go, chicken.
All right, I'll stay. See you.
But thanks for coming.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas,
I'll be on
everyone.
again this week, but I won't be on tomorrow, I don't think.
Right. Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right then. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.